Imagine building your own ATM with code. Sounds impossible? Not anymore. Follow Boston Mpundu on YouTube to see his working Zanaco ATM in C++, full C++ series from part 1 to the final build. Subscribe now, leave a comment, and start building your knowledge today. Sponsored by OneLore and RubeTech.
Hello, distinction students. Welcome to my channel of empowering knowledge in computer science. I'm your perfect tutor, Mr. Mpundu Boston. Today we'll bring it all together as we started something exciting. Creating a real-time Zanaco ATM machine using C++. Stay tuned, keep supporting this channel for more amazing reasons. And if you'd like to inquire about start books or advertise your product, feel free to reach out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. You can also scan this code if you want to support us. Okay. Question number 1. This is the question that we are going to use to create ATM machine. You have just completed your diploma in computer science at the University of Zambia. A new open bank called Zanaco is impressed more special with your C++ programming skill and have employed you as a part-time programmer at the bank. As part of your first task, the bank wants you to perform the following. Write a simple ATM machine program that performs the following task. Allow ATM user to withdraw any amount less than or equal to the balance. The program should not allow the user to withdraw more than what they have deposited. Any amount in the account, check correct balance. The program should allow the ATM user to enter their password not more than 4 times. Remember, not more than 4 times. Before performing any of the tasks above, if the password is not correct, any appropriate message of your choice can be displayed. So, we need to understand what we are looking. So, we are looking at how to create ATM program. So, what is ATM? So, ATM stands for Automated Teller Machine. This is a computerized machine that allows bank users to perform a financial transaction. Set? So now, as programmers, we need to understand before you start answering any question, there are some procedures that we follow even in real life. Okay, so in programming, we follow data types and control structure and other instructions to solve a question. But most important, you need to understand what data type that you have to use and control structure. Okay, so back to the question. What the question is telling us, we need to suggest the amount and also the pin. So in our case, we'll say 10,000. The pin is there. So now let me guide you through on analyzing this question. Imagine you have a Zanaco bank account with some money, and you know your pin. Since you already have an account, your account has some money. Let's say 10,000, and you know your pin is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's go to the ATM. You insert your card and enter the pin. You have up to 4 attempts. If you enter incorrect 4 times, according to the question, the card is blocked. If correct, ATM shows the main menu for option, like the way it does in real life. Okay? If the pin is correct, it will show proceed by giving you the options of check balance, deposit, withdraw, exit. Okay? So now, having done so in our mind, let's now go back. How do we tackle this question? Let's now look at what type of data type we are going to use and control structure to make this question easy for us to program, right? Yes. So we are going to use a data type called string for the pin. Then for decimal numbers, let's say for amount, withdraw, deposit, we are going to use double or float. Then for the main menu, we are going to use int because the program will be switching. Then what about control structure? So the control structure that we are going to use is a loop. Okay, and also if else. So for the loop, the reason why we're going to use loop is that loop limits the number of pins attempts. Then if else or switch is going to handle the options. Please, if you are lost about data type or you want to more revise about data type and control structure, check the serial number 8 because I have dropped about 10 series this week just for you. Okay. Having done so, let's dive into our code block. Here we go. Let's try to open our code block. Okay. The code block is loading. Oh, just opened. Let's go to File. We click on a new project. Then we select console application. Select C++. Next. Name your title of your project. In our case, let's say Zanako ATM. Here you can select the file location. Press next. Finish. Then press on source. Now, let me explain something before we start coding. I hope you have mastered the iOS stream library for the input and output data of C++. So, the first line that you are seeing on your screen, which starts with #include iOS stream. This line is telling the compiler that can you include input and output. Input, which is stand for I, or stand for output. From this line, we have a second line, say, using namespace std. This line is a standard what? Library. So, includes iOS stream and using namespace std. This two line is called preprocessor directive. I hope you have understood. Now, let's go to the second part. Within this line, we have int main and cout, then return 0. So this three line is called function header. Function header. Now, what does it do? So, to begin with, int main, this is where we start our program. As we can see there, we have, after int main, we have parentheses. This is where we start our program. As we can see there, we have, after int main, we have parentheses. Then, after parentheses, it's in with the open braces. Then cout, return 0. Because the return 0 line shows that after we do our program, it has to be executed. Semicolon. Then after that, we also have a close braces. Let me repeat again. I've said a close braces, not close brackets. No, a close braces. Then after int main is called parentheses. Is that okay? Then cout, we have seen these lines. Okay, for the after cout, that sign there is called what? Insertion operators, which is different from sin. When we are using sin, it is called what? Extraction operators. Is that okay? Okay, let's move on now. Let's move on because I will not explain much more on this one. If at all, please check part 1. Is that okay? So let me just now remove this part because we are running a very long code. We are writing a very long code. So I just put it down so that we can avoid mixing of braces. So let's try to run. Okay, it's working correct. Okay, so now let me explain another thing. here. So now let me begin by saying, where do the program start? I hope you have guessed it right. It starts from the int main. Okay, have you seen this, bro? This is where the program begins. Now what do we put here? Okay, here we declare the variables. As I mentioned earlier, I said to make this question easy, we are going to break it into what parts, according to the way the users what use the system, so that we can follow along. So in terms of data type and control structure, so what can you see on the left hand side of your screen are what variables. So these are variables. So now we will need to declare it into what? Int main. Is that okay? Okay. So let's declare now before we start coding. We will use string for the pin. Then we'll use double for the balance and amount. Then int for main selection and attempt account pin. Having done so, let's now try to code our first part. Is that okay? Let's now start coding. So string, then pin, comma, correct pin equal to password 1, 2, 3, 4. Semicolon, double balance equal to, comma, amount, semicolon. Int choice attempts equal to 0, semicolon. So you have seen now how we declare. If you are not familiar with this terminology, string, double, all this data type, please make sure that you watch the video that I have made. Let's try to build and run. Nice. Okay, so here is showing me now here. So now let's go and do for the next part. Now, in part 2, we are going to store data that will control or limit the number of times the user can try, which is up to 4 attempts. We will use a while loop to break out of the loop if the password is correct. If the user failed to provide the correct password, the program will display the number of attempts remaining. If all 4 attempts fail, the system will display account locked to the user because he or she has failed to provide the correct password. Now what will happen next? The program will exit because we don't know the password. Okay, so now let's use the while attempts, cout semicolon, sin semicolon, then if open and close, pin equality operator, cout inspection operator, then you say attempts, post increment, return 0, semicolon. So let me now explain something here. Line number 11, cout. So imagine you are at ATM machine and what will happen is you insert your credit card and you see the message, say enter pin. Line number 12, sin. This is the option that allows you to enter your pin. Okay? In our case, our pin is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's move to part 3. Previously in part 2, we handled wrong pin attempts. In this part, we'll code the menu for users who has entered the correct pin, allowing them to check balance, deposit, withdraw, or exit. So let's begin with do. Do, open, cout. So here we will say, for the balance option, we'll say num1, num2, deposit, then exit, choose. So this line is for the users who has entered the correct PIN to see the option of balance, deposit, withdraw, or exit according to what they want to perform. Next, we will say else see out insufficient fund, semicolon, else see out while choice is not equal to 4. Thank you for using Zanaco ATM. And now, let me explain something so that you can understand. Okay? As you can see, the part 3 started where it says ATM menu, right? Where on line number 22, where we started with a do group and assigned num1, num2, num3, and num4 for the balance, deposit, withdraw, and exit consecutively. And line number 35, user will see insufficient funds. Lastly, the receipt will be printed out and display a thankful message for the services. Okay, so this is how we code the system for the ATM. So please go and practice. Remember our password. We are going to build and run the code and watch how it works in real time. Let's just go to build. As you can see, okay, it's shown an error, so we can just remove this and try to build. Okay, so let's press there, build and run. Okay, so we are now at Zanaco ATM. Okay, this is our Zanaco screen for Zanaco ATM Bank. Okay, so now what is our password? Our password is 1234. Okay, let's press enter. The option on the screen will pop up like, do you want to check balance, deposit, withdraw, exit? Which option? Let's now check the option 1. So as you can see on the screen there, it is 10,000. So you can perform the task that you do when we are using a ATM. This is the same machine. So what do you want to do next? So maybe you want to deposit, just press 2. How much do you want to deposit? Let's say 200. Okay, so here you can also check the balance, so which is the option 1. So the balance is 10,200. You can also withdraw, which is option 3. So press option 3. So how much do you want to withdraw? Let's say 700. So 700. After now, withdrawing, and maybe we can also go further also to check the balances. At the end, the system will record your transaction one after the other, as you can see on the screen. So now at the end, you press exit, which is option 4, and the receipt will be printed out together with a thank message saying, as you can see below here, thank you for using Zanaco ATM. So now next, let's press enter. Let's go to the second part where we see if at all you forget the password. So let's say you press the password, but remember here we said the number of attempts have to be what? Less than 4. Okay, the number of attempts have to be less than 4. So let's try now. We don't know the password, so we have started now to enter 1, 2. So as you can see, we have entered our main password. We have tried 3, 1, 2, 3. So, and on the screen it's showing you that the number of attempts that you have left with is 1. So press the last one, and your account is being what? Locked. Because whatever that we do with the system is being what? Recorded. Now, how is the machine able to do this? Check. Because we included here the post increment here in our system, that as you are trying to enter the password, the system counts. Okay? Counts. Because the number of attempts is starting from where? From 0. So the post increment increases the number of what? Attempts that you try. Okay? That's why we have arrived at this point where your account is even able to what? To be locked. Now suppose you are there and you try maybe 3 times to enter the wrong password. Let's try. Wrong password. Wrong password. Wrong password. How many? So number of attempts left is 1. Then at this particular time, you have remembered your password. So let's try now to enter the correct password. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you continue. The system will allow you, will permit you to continue doing the services that you want. So you can there now check the balance. Let's now discuss where we say that if at all you withdraw the whole amount, then the system have to tell you that you have insufficient fund. So let's withdraw, which is option 3. Okay, how much do you want to withdraw? 10,000. So we have withdrawn 10,000. Since the balance is 10,000, then we have withdrawn 10,000. Probably will remain with 0, right? So if you don't believe, you can also check the balance. So let's check balance, which is option 1. So it is 0. Now, at this now time, you want now to, you don't know, maybe you don't know if your account has money or not, or you know, you just want to tamper with the system. Okay? So let's now try to pretend that we want to withdraw the money that we don't have. Okay? Or if at all we know, let's just try to withdraw. See, we test the system if it is really perfect. So let's withdraw, which is option 3. Okay, how much do you want to withdraw? Let's say 700. Okay, as you can see here, it's saying insufficient funds, meaning you can't withdraw money that you don't have. Okay, the system will refuse. Everything is balanced, right? Okay, so we have come to our conclusion. So you can just press there exit, which is option 4. And this is the summary of your transaction that you have performed at that particular time when you are at ATM or when you are using any bank. You can use ABSA, Atasmala, any bank that you feel like. This is the same way it works. This is the same way that we programmers does. Okay, so here your record will be recorded, and at the end you receive the receipt. So option 4, you can just press enter. So after doing all the transaction, then the thank message will be sent to you and the end of the transaction. Thank you for watching. I'm your perfect tutor, Mr. Boston Mpundu. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more content to be released.